Yo guys, Rumblin here, and in this video we're checking out the vintage custom Strat pickups by Porter Pickups. We're going to hear them, we're going to talk about them, and it's going to be a lot of fun, so make sure you stick with me. I'll see you in a minute. So what do you want out of your Strat? What do you want it to sound like? You know, I don't know. There's a lot of different types of Stratocasters. You know, there's power Strats and things of that nature. But to me, if I'm going to go back to basics with just a good old straight up standard Strat, I want it to sound like a Strat. I want it to sound like the classic vintage tones. The only thing though is, I mean, it is the 21st century. And in the 21st century, you know, we play a lot of rock tones and we play punchier tones. We want our guitars to be able to be heard and to cut through a mix. So the whole idea behind Porter's vintage custom Strat pickups is that it gives you the vintage tones of old, but gives you a little more modern clarity and modern punch, and it makes the Strat extremely versatile. So guys, if you're new to the channel, I just want to say welcome to the Rumblin channel. This is a guitar and bass channel in which we check out all the gear we can if it relates to guitar and bass. We also have tutorials, giveaways, occasional things like that. So make sure you go on and click the subscribe button. I would love to have you as one of my subscribers. So guys, Porter Pickups, one of my very favorite companies out there. One of my very favorite pickup companies for electric guitars. I think that their products are great. They have just a punch and a clarity to them that you just don't find in other places, and I really love their pickups. In fact, I just recently demoed some of their pickups on my telly, which you can see that video right here on YouTube as well. And then today we are checking out this set on my Strat, which is the Porter Vintage Custom Strat pickup set. It's interesting, you know, late last night, actually, really late last night, I knew that I was going to be filming today, and, you know, I wasn't really asleep yet, so I came in here and I plugged up just to jam a little bit and plan some tones for this video, but I liked what I was hearing with these pickups so much that I actually recorded some very late last night on a worship project I'm working on, and they sound great. You know, they have that classic Strat sound, and the reason that I play a Strat, when I do, I also play tellies and other guitars, but when I play a Strat, I play it because I want the classic chink tones that you can get by pairing the bridge and middle pickups, and also by pairing the neck and middle pickups. I love those sounds, and I love the neck sound for blues as well. And that's a really cool thing, because having the vintage tones here, but with a little extra kick, a little extra punch to them, it actually makes this a great guitar for blues. Check it out. at NAMM 2020, just some months back. I finally got to meet Brian in person and check out a lot of Porter pickups right there at the booth, and also check out some of their new Porter guitars, which I really hope we'll get to check out on the channel someday. So Brian and the gang, big shout out and thank you so much for being willing to work with the Rumblin' Man channel. Every guitar has a story, right? Every guitar on this wall and on these stands, you know, has a story. And this guitar is one of those guitars that have a story. You know, sometimes I wish guitars could talk, like not just play music, but talk and tell us about where they've been and who's played them and what they've seen in their day. You know, every guitar has a story, and this guitar definitely has a story, as this was actually, I mean, originally it was a 2004 standard made in Mexico HSS Fender Strat, and it existed for 10 years before I ever even got this guitar in 2014. And then in my possession, this is the fourth set of pickups I've had in it, because I had the original stock pickups, which I wasn't crazy about. So then I got some high-end HSS pickups that I also wasn't crazy about. And then I had like a snakeskin pickguard with some rail pickups, which were okay. And actually during that time, I took this Strat with me for an event where I was doing some guitar teching. And while teching for various artists, I was able to get David Cook, Steve Cropper, and Chris Daughtry to sign the back of this Strat, which was very cool. None of the artists ended up using this Strat that night, but very cool that they would take a minute to sign it. And then also this sticker, the Mad Hatter sticker, is because I have a Mad Hatter Terminator system in this Strat, which really helps the electronics breathe better and sound their best by having high-end parts and a lot of versatility right here under the hood. Not only are these the fourth set of pickups I'm putting in this guitar, they're the last, because this guitar finally sounds like I wanted it to. I didn't really want a rail guitar or an HSS with this particular Strat. I wanted the classic sound, and this is the classic sound, but even better. Tell me though, can these pickups, you know, they're vintage tones with a little more rock and kick to them, and they have some excellent clarity, but can they hold up in a rock mix? Well, we are going to find out right now. For amp modeling and effects in today's demos, we are using the Zoom G3XN, which is a great and affordable solution for your electric and acoustic floor guitar needs. You can actually see a review video that I just did of this pedal right here on my channel, in which we take a look at it and we say, is this the best thing out there for under $250? And it's really cool. So this is where our effect sounds are coming from today. So let's check out how this guitar sounds in a rock mix. So last week, I strung this guitar up with a fresh set of MJC Ironworks Strings out of Scranton, Pennsylvania. And essentially, I love these strings. They come in this great tin, and they don't really start corroding until you've actually opened the tin and exposed the strings to oxygen. And I'm really loving jamming out on these strings. So make sure you also check out my review of MJC Ironworks nickel-plated steel electric guitar strings, because they're really fun to play on and they really hold up well. That's the thing. I personally believe that, you know, when it comes to electric guitar tone, there are some things that we can't compromise on. You know, for instance, there are a lot of guys out there, and you can see, you know, videos on YouTube, guys that have to play a fancy, high-end boutique guitar, which costs $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. But the thing is, I don't really agree that your whole axe has to be boutique. All right, this is a Mexican-made Fender, but in the time it's been in my possession, I've replaced the bridge, the nut, the tuners, the pickups, the inner electronics, and I mean, it plays just as great, you know, as any, you know, boutique guitar out there does. I love this neck. In fact, if I were ever to have, you know, a guitar built, I think I would have it done with the same specifications as this neck, because I love to play this axe. But a couple things that I really don't think we need to compromise on are, for one thing, I do think strings are important. We don't need to use the cheap strings that came from whatever factory. And for another thing, I really feel that we should not compromise on pickups, because when you take a look at your electric guitar as a whole, the main thing, other than your playing, the main thing on the guitar that's going to produce the sound and the tone that you're getting is the pickups. And I think, you know, a cheap set of overseas factory pickups, you know, versus a set of focused and made right here in America with lots of focus pickups, boutique, high-end such as Porter, there's going to be a world of difference in your tone. And playing on high-end pickups is going to be a more professional sound and a more rewarding experience, okay? So we don't need to compromise. We need to have good pickups in our guitars if we're able. And if you don't believe me, then let's find out real quick, because behind me right now, you can see on the wall an SX Strat. It's a little bit of an older one, but I think they still use the same pickups in the newer Hawk models. And we're going to plug it up real quick, and we're going to play it a little bit. It's got the stock pickups in it, which are cheap, you know, I'd say made over somewhere in China in a factory, just cheap pickups that you get on very affordable guitars like that one. So we're going to play on those, and then play on these Porters and this Fender Strat, and go back and forth, and let's see the difference in tone that you can get by having a good set of pickups in your guitar. Very cool. So obviously the Porters win big time. And honestly, I hope to get some Porters in that SX Strat someday, so that it'll be a Strat that'll sound great for recording like this one does. I mean, if you listen back to that comparison just now, the tones are a lot tighter with these Porter pickups. The low end is very much intact, but whereas in cheaper guitars, the low end overloads everything. That's the thing about more affordable Strat style guitars. They're great, but the thing is, they mud out. That's the thing. You want your guitar to be versatile, especially if you've only got one or two guitars, and you know, a certain guitar is going to be your only Strat. You want it to be versatile. You want to have a good set of pickups in the guitar so that you can have a professional tone wherever you go, whether that's studio or stage, all right? So if you like the sounds today, I've got a link in the description of this video right now where you can go and get a set for yourself. and you can have them in your guitar in no time and be playing and getting some stellar tones. I highly recommend Porter's pickups, so make sure you get some. I've also got a link in the description of this video to Porter Pickups website, and so make sure you go and check out their website and all the different sets of pickups that they have to offer, and be sure to tell them old Rumblin' Man sent you over. So guys, thanks so much for checking out this video today. I really appreciate you all being here. It's been a blast to do this demo, and obviously these Porter pickups are going to make an appearance in several more of my videos, as we'll be using the Strat and the Telly, both now equipped with Porter's pickups in a host of videos to come. Don't forget to subscribe to the Rumblin' Man channel if you're a guitar or bass player and into gear. You're going to love every video that we release, and I'd love to have you as one of my subscribers, so make sure you click the subscribe button. Also, if you got value out of today's content and you enjoyed the tones with these Porter pickups, do me a favor and go on and give me the thumbs up button so that YouTube will be more likely to recommend my video in searches about products like this one. Also, you can hit me up on social media. I'm on the Instagram and the Facebook, but it all really points right back here to the Rumblin' Man YouTube channel, where we make a go of it, checking out gear and doing so in the highest quality way we can. For regular viewers who want to be involved with the channel a little more, I am on Patreon, which is a crowdfunding website. At this moment in time, I lost my work due to COVID-19, and YouTube is the only thing that I have going on. So if you would like to help me continue to do this as frequently as I am, I could use your patronage by becoming a Patreon supporter. That said, there is never any pressure to do that, because my goal is for you to be blessed by the content we produce on this channel, okay? So God bless you guys. Thanks so much for hanging with me today. Check out the videos that I've made right here on the end screen, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.